Hello, this is Happy Mobelini coming to you with an update with Judge Alexander about what the situation is with our water system and everything else that's going on at this time.
Hopefully, tonight the Perry County water system, and that's for some of the customers on the south end. We hope to have the tanks starting to fill back up and hopefully start to bring that water back out to the residents tomorrow. It's critical. The water's been critical for both Perry and Knott County. Both plants have been down, and the mayor's going to touch on that here in a minute. Also, we probably have 20 crews out that's trying to restore roads and make them passable where possible. The biggest thing that I see that we're going to face challenges with is the bridges. We have a massive amount of bridges. I've probably seen 50 bridges that are down, and there's no quick fix, but we are working with the state and the federal to try to solve that as quickly as possible. And the main thing up to this point that we've been doing is search and rescue and trying to get families back together and work the shelters. And as we go forward, it will turn into more of a cleanup phase and getting water out to people. And we want to ask you, we know it's difficult and we know it's hard, but this is a time that we've all got to pull together, help one another. Government can't solve all of this, but we're going to do everything that we can. But we're going to have more patience than we've ever had. This has been a catastrophic event, but we're working around the clock to solve and help your issues to the best that we can.
Before I start talking about the water, we have like 28,000 residents in Perry County, and everybody's been affected in one way or another with this storm. And like Scott said, it's a historical storm. We hope we never have to deal with it again, but this is the first time ever that I can ever remember that right now between Breathitt, Knott, and Perry, there's like 30 or 31 confirmed fatalities. And, you know, in the big picture of things, you know, we've never had a storm or anything with that many deaths. And there's still search and rescue going on. You know, we have the National Guard here with their helicopters. We have the state police helicopters. We have all the volunteer fire departments. We have the hazard fire department out in boats, you know, walking the creek beds, just trying to find people. We have the cadaver dogs today at City Hall. The coroner set up a thing, and today and tomorrow, where people can call in or come in to register missing people and bring pictures of them. So, I mean, it's something that we've never had to do before. And if you're home, and speaking of the water, and then if you're home right now and you have a roof over your head and you know where all your family is, then you should feel very fortunate, because a lot of people don't have that right now. Also, this is a historic thing. You know, we've had water problems before, you know, and we work around the clock to try to restore it. Our entire water system, the infrastructure, washed out, not by any fault of the county or the city. Our water plant went down because of the big pumps just couldn't take it anymore. So we do have the pumps restored, but this is going to be a process. It's not going to be overnight. We don't have a timetable of when you're going to have water. All I can tell you, it's going to be 200 feet at a time. And once we get water in certain areas, we're praying that we can start pumping water tonight. If we can get the lines to hold, just to get the Liberty Street tank filled so we can start slowly branching out. But our main focus, no matter where you live, is the dialysis center, the VA, the hospital, hospice, and the nursing home. I mean, that we're going to work around the clock until we can fulfill the duty to get those right there. And then we will start working our way on out into the county. Now, we do not even know how bad the assessment's going to be as we start going out there. If you see, you know, if you've lost your roads and everything like that, well, you've probably lost your water lines, because most of the water lines go crisscrossing under the creeks and things. And we may get water on for a day or two and it goes straight back off. But we're going to do everything that we possibly can. I know we have tons of volunteers wanting to volunteer. You can go online to the Hazard Facebook page or call the courthouse to volunteer. We need all the volunteers we can, and it needs to be a coordinated effort. We have, at this point right now, we have a shelter at West Perry Elementary, the Presbyterian Church in Hazard, Roy G. Everso in Hazard, Frontline Ministry, and Upper Second Creek. And at one time this morning, all of the shelters were full. We're hoping as the days go on, family members and stuff reach out and they find places to go. But we did get good news today when Scott and I did an interview with CNN a while ago that the governor and the president have already approved, what's it called, Scott?
Individual assistance.
The individual assistance. Now, don't call the city hall or
Call our office.
you have to call the county judge's office for that individual assistance because they'll set you up. You'll have to set your own appointment up with FEMA. But that's good. Most of the time you have to wait 2 or 3 weeks before it's ever approved. We're already approved with that right there. We do think that the governor will be in town tomorrow on the ground. He has flown over. He has seen the destruction. But all we're asking you is don't call the city hall. Don't call the county judge. We can't tell you we can't give you a time when the water's going to be on. But we can tell you that the water crews have been working around the clock, and we still do not have water to anybody at this point. Thank you. And check on your neighbors.